Good afternoon, students. Today's objectives are working principle of double roller McCarthy gin and the objectives of spinning, in which we are going to learn um, difference between spun yarn and filament yarn, different methods of spinning and difference between continuous and intermittent spinning yarns and history of conventional spinning methods. And lastly, what are the basic steps in production of spun yarns? So first one is double roller McCarthy chain. In this, the objective is to separate the fibers from seed. So we are going to see the diagram here. First one we are having cotton feed. This one is a cotton feed, and here spiked lattice. This one is a spiked lattice, and this one is a reciprocating shaft, and this one is the oscillating knife, and this is the gin rollers, and this is a fixed knife, and this is a cotton lint, and this one is the seeds, and last one is cotton lint. So this, I'm again saying, this is a cotton lint, seed, this is a cotton lint, both are cotton lints, and the center one is a seed, and this one is a fixed knife, this is the gin rollers, and this is auxiliating knife, reciprocating shaft, and spike lattice, and last first one is cotton feed. So this is the double roller McCarthy gin, and this is the diagram, and we are going to see the construction, how it is going to work. Scope. The machine is used to hand-picked cotton, consists of medium long and extra long cottons. Construction of work and working and binding or working. Construction and working is double roller McCarthy gin is improved version of single roller McCarthy gin. In double roller McCarthy gin, two spirally grooved leather rollers pressed against two stationary knives with the help of adjustable dead loads are made to rotate in opposite directions at a definite speed. The three beater arms, two at the end, one of the center of the beater shaft, and inserted in the beater shaft, and two knives, moving knives, are being fixed to the beater arms with proper alignment. This assembly is known as beater assembly, which oscillates by means of a crank of eccentric shaft close to the leather roller. When the seed cotton is fed to the machine in action, the fibers adhere to rough surface of the roller and are carried in between the fixed knife and the roller such that the fibers are partially gripped between them. The auxiliating knives, that is moving knives, beat the seeds from top and separate the fibers which are gripped from the seed end. This process is repeated a number of times till all spinable fibers are separated from the seeds, which are carried forward on the roller and doffed out of the machine. The ginned seeds drop down through the slots provided on seed grid, which is part and parcel of the beta assembly, which also oscillates along with the moving knives. The machine particulars production is 100 to 130 kgs per minute per hour. Sorry. So today objective is double roller McCarthy. The objective is to separate the fibers from the seed, and here is the this is a cotton feed. This is a these two are the cotton lints, and these are the seeds and the spike lattice. Then auxiliary knife, reciprocating knives, gin rollers, and knife edge. So this is the diagram, and here is the machine is used for hand picked cottons, cotton of medium long and extra long cottons, and coming to construction working. Double roller McCarthy gin is improved version of single roller McCarthy gin. A double roller McCarthy gin, two spirally grooved leather rollers pressed against two stationary knives with the help of adjustable dead loads and made to rotate in opposite directions at definite speed. The three beater arms twist, two at end and one at the center of the bottom shaft, are inserted in the beater shaft, and two knives, that is, moving knives, are then fixed to the bottom arms with the proper alignment. This assembly is known as better assembly, which oscillates by means of crank or eccentric shaft close to the leather roller. When the seed cotton is fed to the machine in action, fibers adhere to the rough surface of the roller and are carried in between the fixed knife and the roller such that the fibers are partially gripped before between them. The accelerating knives, that is moving knives, beats the seeds from the top and separates the knives, which are gripped from the seed end. And this process is repeated a number of times till all spinnable fibers are separated from the seeds, which are carried forward on the roller and doffed out of the machine. The ginned seeds drop down through the slots proved on seed grid, which is part and parcel of better assembly, which and oscillates along with the moving knobs. And the production of this machine is 100 to 130 kg per hour. The next objective of today's class is difference between spun yarn and filament yarn. Generally, spun yarn is yarn produced by twisting short staple fibers. By twisting short staple fibers, we are going to get yarn that is called spun yarn. And filament yarn is a term given to long and strong fibers that are so long that they can work as yarn themselves. This is called filament yarn. So short fibers are twisted together to get yarn is spun yarn, and filament yarn is the long and strong fibers that are so long that they can work as yarn themselves. The third objective of today's class is different methods of spinning. So there are three different methods of spinning. First one is conventional, that is traditional spinning methods and open end spinning methods and new spinning methods. So these are the three methods of spinning. In different methods of spinning, conventional again there are two types, intermittent and continuous. Intermittent is multi-spinning, centrifugal spinning and pot spinning. In continuous, we are having flyer spinning, cap spinning and ring spinning. In second one, open end spinning system. In this, we are having rotor spinning, friction spinning, electrostatic spinning, air vortex spinning, and disc spinning. And coming to new spinning systems, in third one, it is again divided. We are having in this twist spinning, that is twist spinning is gyro spin or duospin. Self twist spinning using rubbing technique and wrap spinning, that is mechanical wrapping using filament. Then false twist process. In this we are having mechanical and aeroplastic. Untwistless, that is adhesive process and felting process. So these are the three different methods of spinning methods, that is commercial open end spinning system and new spinning system. In commercial spinning system there are two methods, that is intermittent and continuous. Intermittent we are having micro spinning, multi spinning, centrifugal spinning, pot spinning, and in continuous, that is flare spinning, cap spinning and ring spinning. In open end spinning system, we are having rotor spinning, friction spinning, electrostatic, air vortex, and geo spinning. And coming to a new spinning system, that is twist spinning, that is gyrospin or geospin, self twist spinning using rubbing technique, that is wrap spinning, that is mechanical wrapping using filament. Then false twist process, that is mechanical, draft 3 and aerodynamic, that is air jet. And last in this is twistless, that is adhesive process and felting process. Then fourth objective of today's class is difference between continuous and intermittent spinning system. So these are generally obtained from the methods of spinning. In this continuous spinning, we are having flare spinning, cap spinning, and ring spinning. And intermittent spinning, we are having melt spinning, centrifugal spinning, and pot spinning. And coming to what is the history of conventional spinning methods. In a conventional spinning method, it is divided into conventional spinning is divided into three, that is cotton, woolen, and worsted. In cotton, examples are cotton, linen, man-made fibers. And woolen examples are wool and fur fibers and length and stable and man-made fibers. And coming to worsted, that is long fibers with high degree twist. So basically, conventional spinning involves sorting and blending, formation of web for ease of handling, alignment of fibers, stretching of fibers, bundles, and actual spinning of fibers into yarns. Conventional spinning methods of yarn manufacturing are sorting and blending, picking, carding, drawing, roving, and spinning. And in detail, we are going to learn sorting and blending. The first step in conventional spinning of staple fibers is sorting and blending. Bales of fibers are loosened and fluffed. Impurities such as dirts and leaves are removed and fibers are blended to product specifications. Next stage is picking. It is a second step in conventional spinning. The fibers are formed into web-like sheets for the case of blending. These fiber webs are called laps. The forming of staple fibers into laps is called picking. Then carding. The fiber web is fed into the carding machine, which straightens the fibers and partially arranges them into parallel rows. The aligned fiber web is then formed into a long untwisted rope called a sliver. The process of separating the process of separating and aligning the fibers is called carding and combing. When only long stretch staple fibers are desired, the short fibers are removed from the slivers in the combing machine. Removal of short fibers and alignment of the remaining long fibers into parallel rows is called combing. As only long fibers are used, combing increases luster and strength. Thus, a fiber or a fabric composed of yarns then that have been combed will be more expensive than a fabric composed of yarns that have only been carded. The next step is drawing. The drawing process used four sets of rollers, each set rotating at faster rate of the products set. Several slivers are combined and pulled into one long, then sliver it further. Blending is desired. Slivers of different fibers may be combined in the drawing process. And roving. In roving, the drawn slivers are pulled to approximately one-fourth of its original diameter and slight twist is added. Hence, roving is a process that reduces the slivers to the size suitable for spinning. Last process is spinning. There are three types of conventional spinnings: cotton, wool, worsted. They utilize the steps previously discussed. Here, the machinery is designed to handle specific type and length of a fiber involved. So, these are the methods of conventional spinning methods. So, what they are? So, history of conventional spinning methods are history of conventional spinning methods are cotton, woolen, and worsted. Examples of cotton are cotton, linen, man-made fibers. And coming to woolen, we are having woolen fur fibers and staple length man-made fibers. And coming to worsted, long fibers with a high degree twist. Basically, conventional spinning involves a sorting and blending, formation of web for ease of handling, alignment of fibers, stretching of fiber bundles, and actual spinning of fibers into yarns. So this is a starting steps of conventional spinning methods, and here we are having methods, that is sorting and blending. Second one is picking, carding, drawing, roving, and spinning. So again, I'm telling the processes. That is sampling and blending is the first step in conventional spinning of staple fibers is sorting and blending. Bales of fibers are loosened and floured. Impurities such as dirt and leaves are removed and the fibers are blended to product specifications. And coming to picking, it is the second step in conventional spinning. These fibers are formed into web like sheets for ease of handling. These fiber webs are called labs. The forming of staple fibers into labs is called picking. And coming to carding, the fibers web is fed into a carding machine which straightens the fibers and partially arranges them into a parallel rows. The aligned fiber web is then formed into a long untwisted rope called sliver. The process of separating and aligning the fibers is called carding. Combing. When only long and smooth staple fibers are desired, the short fibers are removed from the slivers in a combing machine. Removal of short fibers and alignment of the remaining long fibers into parallel rows is called combing. As only long fibers are used, combing increases luster and strength. Thus, a fabric composed of yarns than that have been combed will be more expensive than a fabric composed of yarns that have only been carded. And coming to drawing. The drawing process uses four sets of rollers, each set rotating at faster rate of the previous set. Several slivers are combined and pulled into one long, then slivers. If further blending is desired, slivers of different fibers may be combined in the drawing process. Roving. In roving, the drawing slivers are pulled to approximately one-fourth of their original diameter and slight twist is added. Hence, roving is a process that reduces the slivers to a size suitable for spinning. And spinning. There are three systems of conventional spinning: cotton, woolen, worsted. They utilize the steps previously discussed. Here, the machinery is designed to handle specific type and length of the fiber involved. So this is about the history of the conventional spinning. The next objective. Basic steps in production of spun yarns. So spun yarns are produced by placing a series of individual fibers or filaments together to form a continuous assembly of overlapping fibers, usually bound together by twist. Yarn spinning system is a collective term which develops the sequence of processes that are required to produce a yarn where spinning is the last process in the production of single yarn. All natural fibers follow a similar basic routine of conversion into spun yarn. which includes four major stages, although manual fibers do not require the cleaning which is necessary for natural fibers. First one is pre-processing. Sorting. This operation is required in wool spinning because the different parts of these fleece contains fibers of different length and thickness. This is a largely manual operation performed by highly skilled person. Then cleaning. This is necessary with all natural fibers in order to remove the impurities present in the raw fiber before further processing can take place. The cleaning processes may be chemical, that is, wools covering in water based extrusion, emulsion, then mechanical, that is, removal of dry impurities from cotton, or a combination of the two, depending on the nature of the impurities. This is about pre processing. And in pre processing, we are having third process opening and disentangling. Both natural and man-made fibers are delivered to the spinning mill in bales, weighing on average some 200 kgs, which contain very closely packed fibers. Opening is necessary or removing the impurities which are attached to the natural fibers. Opening is accompanied by the distangling. Then blending. This is a necessary to ensure uniformity of the product by eliminating variations between different sources of fibers, or in the case of man-made fibers, between different production runs. Pre-process results in the formation of product consisting of disjoint fiber tubs, each only about 1 gram in weight. Then second step is formation of continuous strand. This is usually performed by the carding process, which separates fiber tubs into individual fibers and places them parallel to each other, resulting in a carded web. The web then is transformed into a sliver, that is in cotton spinning, or top in wool spinning. Sliver is a rope-like product containing thousands of fibers in any cross section. The sliver does not have twist. Fibers are held together by friction, which provides sufficient strength due to the large number of fibers. The third one is reduction of strand thickness. In this, there are two methods employed, that is reduction by division and reduction by drawing. First, we are going to learn about reduction by division. So, this method is used in the production of condenser spun yarns. The carded web of fibers is divided into narrow strips into which an alternative twist is applied, resulting in a product called slubbing, from which the condenser yarn is spun. Reduction by drawing. This involves the use of drawing frame, which performs a drawing by a series of rollers rotating at progressively increased speeds. Drafting is combined with doubling, that is assembling a number of slivers parallel to each other, which where doubling increases the thickness and improves uniformity, whereas drafting reduces a sliver thickness but increases irregularity. The best balance between these two tendencies can be achieved by doubling. 8 to 10 slivers and applying approximately the same amount of drafting. The final product at this stage is a twisted roving. And last one is a twist insertion. That is sliver. In open and spinning or roving, in ring spinning is converted into yarn by reducing thickness down to the required count and inserting twist to give necessary strength. In technical terms, yarns are specified by their linear density, that is count, and twist level and direction, and fiber composition. In addition to this, the yarn properties which are important for further processes includes strength, elongation at break and variation in linear density. So these are the four basic steps which involved. So basic steps of spun yarns are, first one is what? Basic steps in production of spun yarns is first pre-processing. This one is a formation of continuous strand. And third one is reduction of the strand thickness. And fourth one is twist insertion. So these are the basic steps which are involved in the production of spun yarns. So these are the today's class objectives. So what we have learned today. So today we have learned the working principle of double roller McCarthy chain and objectives of spinning, in which we have learned the difference between spun yarn and filament yarn, methods of spinning, and difference between continuous intermittent spinning methods, then history of conventional spinning methods, and basic steps in production of spun yarns. So actually what double roller McCarthy gene, it is objective to separate the fibers from seed. Here this is a diagram where we are having the cotton feed, and these are the cotton, both are cotton lints, and this is the seeds, and we are having here spiked lattice which is going to cut, and this is a reciprocating knife, and this is a auxiliating knife, and the gin rollers, and this is a knife. This is a cotton lint, and this is about the diagram and how it is going to work. We are going to see now. Again, scope. The machine is used for hand picked cotton of medium, long, and extra long cottons. And coming to construction and working, double McCarthy gene is improved version of single roller McCarthy gene. In double roller McCarthy gene, two spirally grooved leather rollers pressed against two stationary knives with the help of uh, adjustable dead loads are made to rotate in opposite direction at a definite speed. The three beater arms, two at end and one at end, and one of at the center of the beater shaft, are inserted in the beater shaft, and the two moving knives, are then fixed to the beaten arms with proper alignment. Proper alignment. This assembly is known as beater assembly, which oscillates by means of a crank or essential strap close to the leather roller with the seed cotton is fed to the machine in action Fibers adhere to the rough space of the roller and are carried in between the fixed knife and the roller such that the fibers are partially gripped between them. The auxiliary knives, that is in the diagram we have seen, the auxiliary knives moving are also called as moving knives, which beats the seeds from top and separate the fibers which are gripped from the seed end. This process is repeated a number of times until all the spinnable fibers are separated from the seeds, which are carried forward on the roller and doffed out of the machine. The generated seeds drops down through the slots provided on seed grid, which is part and parcel of beetle assembly, which also oscillates along with the moving knives. The production of this machine is 100 to 130 kgs per hour. And the difference between spun and filament yarn is short sable fibers are twisted together to produce a yarn is called spun yarn, and the long fibers are nothing but filament yarns. And different methods of spinning are there are three types, that is conventional methods, overhand spinning, and new spinning methods. And in conventional spinning methods, there are two types, intermediate and continuous. In intermediate, it is multi spinning, centrifugal spinning, and pot spinning. And continuous is fly spinning, cap spinning, and ring spinning. In open end spinning systems, we are having rotor spinning, friction spinning, electrostatic spinning, air vortex spinning, and disc spinning. A new spinning system, we are having twist spinning, that is slap spin or gear spin, and self twist spinning using a rubbing technique, and wrap spinning, that is mechanical and wrapping using filament. Fault twist process, that is mechanical, drift 3, and aerodynamic, that is air jet, and twistless, that is adhesive process and felting process. Hmm. The difference between continuous and intermittent spinning system. In this, we are having two types. Again, continuous is that it is having flare spinning, cap spinning, and ring spinning. Intermittent, we have multi spinning, centrifugal spinning, and pot spinning. The next one is we are going to know the history of the conventional spinning methods. In this, there are three types, that is cotton, woolen, and worsted. In cotton, the examples are cotton, wool, man-made fibers, and woolen, worsted for fiber, and staple length man-made fiber, and worsted is long fibers with a high degree twist. And basically conventional spinning involves sorting and blending, formation of web for ease of handling, alignment of fibers, stretching of fiber bundles, and actually spinning of fibers into yarns. In conventional spinning method of yarn manufacturing are six steps, that is sorting and blending and picking and carding, drawing and roving, spinning. And sorting and blending is the first step in conventional spinning of staple fibers is sorting and blending. Pairs of fibers are loosened and fluffed. Impurities such as dirt and leaves are removed, and the fibers are blended to product specifications. And picking, it is the second step in conventional spinning. The fibers are formed into web like sheets for ease of handling. These fiber webs are called slabs. The forming of staple fibers into slabs is called picking. And carding, the fibrous web is fed into a carding machine which straightens the fibers and partially arranges them into parallel rows. The aligned fiber web is then formed into a long untwisted rope called sliver. This process of separating and aligning the fibers is called carding. Combing. When only long, smooth, stable fibers are desired, the short fibers are removed from the slivers in a combing machine. Removal of short fibers and alignment of the remaining long fibers into parallel rows is called combing. As only long fibers are used, combing increases luster and strength. This is a fabric composed of fiber yarns then that have been combed will be more expensive than a fabric composed of yarns that have only been carded. Coming to drawing. The drawing process used for four sets of rollers, each set rotating at faster rate of the previous set. Several rollers are combined and pulled into a one long, then slivers. It further blending is desired. Slivers of different fibers may be combined in the drawing process. Roving. In roving, the drawing slivers are pulled to approximately one-fourth of its original diameter and a slight twist is added. Hence, roving is a process that reduces the slivers to a size suitable for spinning. And last one is spinning. There are three systems of conventional spinning: cotton, woolen, worsted. They utilize a step previously discussed. Here is the machinery is designed to handle specific type and length of the fiber involved. A last objective of today's class is basic steps in production of spun yarns. Spun yarns are produced by placing a series of individual fibers or filaments together to form a continuously assembling overlapping fibers of pre-processing. Basic steps in production of spaniards are pre-processing, and next one is in pre-processing there are again it is divided into sorting, cleaning, opening and disentangling, blending, and the next step is formation of continuous strand, reduction of strand thickness, and last one is twist insertion. So these are the four basic steps which are involved in the production of spun yarns. So pre-processing. Pre-processing is sorting. This operation is required in wool spinning because different parts of the fleece contain fibers of different length and thickness. This is a largely a manual operation performed by highly skilled personnel. Cleaning. This is necessary with all natural fibers in order to remove the impurities present in the raw fiber before further processing can take place. That is, the cleaning process may be chemical, that is, the wool covering in water-based emulsion. Mechanical, that is, removed of dry impurities from cotton, or a combination of two, depending on the nature of impurities. And opening and disentangling. Both natural and man fibers are delivered to the spinning mill in bales weighing an average some 200 kgs, which contain very closely packed fibers. Opening is necessary for removing the impurities which are attached to the natural fibers. Opening is accompanied by disentangling. The next one is blending. This is necessary to ensure uniformity of the product by eliminating variations between different sources of fibers, or in the case of manual fibers between different production runs. And formation of continuous strand is this is usually performed by carding process, which separates fiber tufts into individual fibers and places them parallel to each other, resulting in a carding web. This web is then it is transformed into a sliber in cotton spinning or top in wool spinning. Sliber is a rope like product containing thousands of fibers in any cross section. These, the sliber does not have twist. Fibers are held together by friction, which provides sufficient strength due to the large number of fibers. And third one is reduction of strand thickness. In this, it again divided two. That is, the first one is reduction by division. This method is used in the production of the condenser spun yarns. This carded web of fibers is divided into narrow strips to which an alternating twist is applied, resulting in the product called slubbing, from which the condenser yarn is spun. And reduction by drawing, this involves the use of drawing frames which performs drafting by a set of rollers rotating at progressively increased speeds. Drafting is combined into with doubling, that is assembling number of slivers parallel to each other, where doubling increases the thickness and improves uniformity, where drafting reduces the sliver thickness but increases its regularity. The best balance between these two tendencies can be achieved by doubling 8 to 10 slivers and applying approximately the same amount of the drafting. The final product stage is a twisted rowing. And last one is twist insertion. That is sliver in open end spinning and or roving in ring spinning is converted into a yarn by reducing thickness down to the required count and inserting twist to give necessary strength. In technical terms, yarns are specified by their linear density, codes, that is twist level and direction, and fiber composition. In addition to this, the yarn properties which are important for further processing include strength, elongation, break, and variation in linear density. So these are the today's class of objectives we have learned. Thank you.